one of our favorite things about this show is having fun conversations about the pop culture we love as a way to structure our viewing to help make sure we see the same stuff and also to help our listeners follow along with what we see. We're going to share our top secret personal lists of the TV and movies we will be watching. We're culture junkies, of course, so we'll be watching a lot more than what's on our lists, but these cover the bare minimum, in our opinion, that everyone should be watching, and they'll also provide a roadmap for what we'll cover in depth on the show. So we got some lists for you. You can find them on our website at practicallyculture.com too. But, Bob, we did this a couple months back. It's time for a new installment. I want to hear your must-see movies. Give us the top 5 must-see movies in the next 3 months for you, Bob, and I promise I'll watch all of them so we can talk about them. Lay them on us.
Wow. Okay. I actually only have 4 at this point.
Okay. In progress. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
But here are the 4 movies, and 3 of them are in June. Actually, maybe some of these other ones come closer. They'll become more must-see for me. But I'm just going to say them briefly and then go into some of the detail.
Okay.
The Internship is coming up next week. Actually, it's a Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson comedy. I think this is
all right.
listen. I think this is a must-see because this duo has had their on and offs on the screen in terms of huge success and then sort of total failure. But when they hit, and it's getting a lot of positive buzz, especially in kind of the techie circles that I follow.
And they're at Google, right? Sorry if I'm jumping the gun, but
sorry,
techie circles, yeah.
The premise here is 2 guys who are older and get laid off and then have to kind of figure out how to change their career when they're in their late 30s, early 40s, and they decide to sign up for an internship at Google. And so the whole thing is filmed, or not the whole thing, but part of it, and it's meant to look like it's all on Google's campus. And it's just the comedy of middle-aged dudes interacting with fresh MBAs or engineering grads straight out of college. And it looks funny, but it's one of those things where the preview could show all the funny parts, but the fact that my techie circle friends are saying it's actually a lot of fun, and it pays homage to a lot of techie cultural sort of things that make it for me really relevant. And I think the A-list cast and putting Google front and center it's not to be missed. I'm hoping it's as good as my tech friends think it is, but
all
we'll
right,
see.
The Internship. Got it on the list.
So the next one is Man of Steel. That's June 14th. This is the second Superman reboot. I guess we're supposed to just completely forget about the first reboot of a couple years ago.
So that's the one that you and I saw in 3D here in Manhattan, right?
I think so.
It was like a 20-second 3D glasses spot. It was like one of the first 3D movies.
Right. I don't know why they did it that way, but so this is interesting because it's the director really is what everyone's banking on here. It's Zack Snyder, the guy behind 300 and a lot of those movies that are all just produced and filmed in a sound studio of some kind with the background totally different than real life. But he seems to do a pretty good job at that. Because the original reboot that you and I saw was Bryan Singer, who was the director of the first 2 X-Men movies, and for some reason he just didn't do well with this Superman. You and I thought it was kind of lukewarm. It didn't do well. It had Kevin Spacey in it as a villain. It seemed like it was going to be good, but then it just wasn't. Anyway, there's a lot of buzz for Man of Steel as this is for real this time. This is the Superman movie not to miss.
Awesome.
So I feel like we can't miss it.
We won't.
Okay. Next on the list is World War Z. Honestly, I'm just seeing this because it looks like an awesome zombie movie and it has Brad Pitt. I'm generally a Brad Pitt fan. I think he does. I think he's. How do I want to phrase this? I think he's the actor that everyone loves to assume is overrated, but is actually maybe not underrated, but just exactly what you should expect from an actor: good, solid performance.
I like Brad Pitt.
Yeah. So World War Z is a apocalypse sort of movie. He's got a family. He's running from zombies. They haven't really disclosed too much about the story yet, but it looks really well done, and I'm just excited for that. Then the next movie, and this one I'm probably more excited about than all three of the others combined. Let's just.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
This next one is Elysium. This comes
Hmm.
out August 9th. This has Matt Damon and Jodie Foster, and the important thing here is the director who did District 9, which I loved. I thought it was a fantastic sci-fi thriller, and it's also produced by Peter Jackson, who gets involved a little bit.
District 9, was that the South African one?
Yes,
Okay.
that starts as kind of a documentary and then morphs into like a crazy action thriller.
Right.
Um, stylistically and just premise wise, I loved the way that movie was executed, and I'm looking forward to something similar with Elysium, which is a futuristic. Um, what do we do when the world moves beyond the problems we have today, but we have bigger problems with it's a sci-fi morality tale of sorts. Anyway, mostly because it's going to be badass action and it's got great actors and a great director. So
Right on. Wait, remind me who's starring in it? Did you tell me? Nice based.
Matt Damon and Jodie Foster.
Oh, okay. All right.